Hi everyone, welcome back to Power of Learning. Today, we will be interpreting the book Master Your Emotions. Written by Thibaut Meurisse, the book is designed to help readers understand and manage their emotions in a more effective way, providing practical strategies for overcoming negative emotions and developing positive ones. The book covers a range of topics, from the basics of emotions to the power of gratitude, and the role of mindfulness in emotional mastery. So let's begin. Chapter 1. The Basics of Emotions. The chapter defines emotions as complex psychological states that involve a range of physiological and behavioral responses. Emotions can be triggered by external events, internal thoughts and feelings, or a combination of both. The chapter explains that emotions serve important functions in our lives, such as signaling danger or reward, and helping us communicate and connect with others. However, emotions can also be problematic when they become overwhelming or interfere with our ability to function. The chapter goes on to describe the three components of emotions: physiological arousal, subjective experience, and behavioral expression. Physiological arousal refers to the bodily changes that occur in response to an emotion, such as increased heart rate or sweating. Subjective experience refers to the conscious experience of the emotion, such as feeling sad or happy. Behavioral expression refers to the outward expression of the emotion, such as crying or laughing. The chapter also explains the difference between primary and secondary emotions. Primary emotions are basic emotions that are experienced in response to specific stimuli, such as fear in response to a threat. Secondary emotions are more complex emotions that are experienced in response to primary emotions or thoughts about those emotions, such as guilt or shame. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the importance of emotional awareness in managing emotions. Emotional awareness involves recognizing and understanding our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. By developing emotional awareness, we can better understand and manage our own emotions, as well as improve our relationships with others. Overall, Chapter 1 provides a solid foundation for understanding the basics of emotions. It introduces key concepts such as the components of emotions, primary and secondary emotions, and emotional awareness. By understanding these concepts, readers can begin to develop the skills and strategies necessary for emotional mastery. Chapter 2. Understanding Your Emotions. The chapter begins by explaining that emotions are not good or bad, but rather neutral experiences that provide valuable information about our inner state and our needs. The chapter encourages readers to approach their emotions with curiosity and openness, rather than judgment or criticism. By doing so, readers can learn to understand the function and purpose of their emotions, and use this knowledge to manage them more effectively. The chapter provides a framework for understanding emotions based on the work of psychologist Robert Plutchik. Plutchik identified 8 primary emotions: joy, sadness, anger, fear, trust, disgust, surprise, and anticipation. He also proposed that each primary emotion has an opposite emotion, such as joy and sadness or anger and fear. The chapter goes on to explain that emotions are complex experiences that can have multiple layers and meanings. For example, sadness may be accompanied by feelings of loss, grief, or loneliness. By exploring these layers and meanings, readers can gain a deeper understanding of their emotions and use this understanding to manage them more effectively. The chapter also introduces the concept of emotional triggers. Emotional triggers are events or situations that elicit a strong emotional response. The chapter encourages readers to identify their own emotional triggers and develop strategies for managing them, such as deep breathing or visualization. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the importance of self-compassion in understanding and managing emotions. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, rather than judgment or self-criticism. By practicing self-compassion, readers can learn to accept and validate their emotions, rather than suppress or ignore them. Overall, Chapter 2 provides a valuable framework for understanding emotions. By approaching emotions with curiosity and openness, readers can gain a deeper understanding of their inner state, and use this understanding to manage their emotions more effectively. The chapter introduces key concepts such as emotional triggers and self-compassion, which are essential tools for emotional mastery. Chapter 3: The connection between thoughts and emotions. The chapter explains that thoughts and emotions are closely intertwined, and that our thoughts can influence our emotional experiences. The chapter begins by introducing the concept of cognitive appraisal. Cognitive appraisal refers to the process of interpreting and evaluating a situation or event. Our appraisal of a situation can have a significant impact on our emotional response to it. The chapter goes on to explain that our thoughts can be either helpful or unhelpful in managing our emotions. Helpful thoughts are those that are realistic, balanced, and compassionate. Unhelpful thoughts are those that are unrealistic, biased, or judgmental. The chapter provides several examples of common unhelpful thoughts, such as catastrophizing, overgeneralizing, and personalizing. Catastrophizing involves imagining the worst possible outcome of a situation. Overgeneralizing involves drawing broad conclusions based on limited evidence. Personalizing involves taking responsibility for events or situations that are outside of our control. The chapter encourages readers to identify their own unhelpful thoughts and develop strategies for managing them. One strategy is cognitive restructuring, which involves identifying and challenging unhelpful thoughts and replacing them with more helpful ones. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in managing thoughts and emotions. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, rather than self-judgment or criticism. By practicing self-compassion, readers can learn to manage their thoughts and emotions in a more balanced and effective way. The chapter concludes by highlighting the role of mindfulness in managing thoughts and emotions. Mindfulness involves being present and non-judgmental in the moment, and can be a powerful tool for managing unhelpful thoughts and emotions. Overall, Chapter 3 provides a valuable perspective on the connection between thoughts and emotions. By understanding the impact of our thoughts on our emotional experiences, readers can develop strategies for managing unhelpful thoughts and cultivating more helpful ones. The chapter emphasizes the importance of self-compassion and mindfulness, which are essential tools for emotional mastery. Chapter 4: Overcoming Negativity. The chapter begins by discussing the impact of negativity on our emotional well-being, and how it can affect our thoughts, behavior, and relationships. The chapter provides an overview of the different types of negativity, such as pessimism, self-doubt, and criticism. It explains that negativity can be a learned response, and that it is possible to overcome negative patterns of thinking and behavior through intentional effort. The chapter introduces several strategies for overcoming negativity. One strategy is to practice gratitude. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, we can shift our perspective away from negativity and cultivate a more positive outlook. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present and non-judgmental in the moment, and can help us become more aware of our negative thought patterns and the impact they have on our emotions. The chapter also discusses the importance of self-compassion in overcoming negativity. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, rather than self-judgment or criticism. By practicing self-compassion, we can learn to accept our flaws and mistakes, and cultivate a more positive relationship with ourselves. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests keeping a gratitude journal, practicing mindfulness meditation, and using positive affirmations to counter negative self-talk. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that overcoming negativity is a process, and that it requires consistent effort and practice. By cultivating positive habits and thought patterns, we can gradually shift our perspective and overcome negativity, leading to greater emotional well-being and resilience. Overall, Chapter 4 provides a valuable guide for overcoming negativity. By understanding the impact of negativity on our emotional well-being, and by implementing practical strategies such as gratitude, mindfulness, and self-compassion, readers can learn to overcome negative patterns of thinking and behavior, and cultivate a more positive and resilient outlook on life. Chapter 5: Dealing with Fear and Anxiety. The chapter explains that fear and anxiety are natural and common emotions, but that they can become problematic if they are not managed effectively. The chapter begins by discussing the causes of fear and anxiety, including genetics, life experiences, and environmental factors. It emphasizes that fear and anxiety are often rooted in our thoughts and beliefs about the world and ourselves, and that changing these thoughts and beliefs can be a key to managing these emotions. The chapter provides practical strategies for dealing with fear and anxiety. One strategy is to challenge negative thoughts and beliefs, and replace them with more positive and realistic ones. This can be done through techniques such as cognitive restructuring, which involves identifying and challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more positive and balanced ones. Another strategy is to practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and meditation. These techniques can help to calm the body and mind, reducing the intensity of fear and anxiety. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of facing fears and anxiety-provoking situations gradually and systematically, rather than avoiding them altogether. This approach, known as exposure therapy, can help to desensitize individuals to feared situations and build confidence in their ability to cope with them. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests creating a fear hierarchy, which involves ranking feared situations from least to most anxiety-provoking, and gradually exposing oneself to each situation in a controlled and safe manner. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that managing fear and anxiety is a process, and that it requires consistent effort and practice. By implementing practical strategies such as cognitive restructuring, relaxation techniques, and exposure therapy, readers can learn to manage these emotions effectively and live a more fulfilling and resilient life. Overall, Chapter 5 provides a valuable guide for dealing with fear and anxiety. By understanding the causes of these emotions, and by implementing practical strategies to manage them, readers can learn to overcome their fears and anxieties, and cultivate a more positive and resilient outlook on life. Chapter 6: Managing Anger and Frustration. The chapter explains that anger and frustration are normal emotions, but that they can become problematic if they are not managed effectively. The chapter begins by discussing the causes of anger and frustration, including stress, unmet expectations, and personal beliefs and values. It emphasizes that anger and frustration can be harmful to our physical and emotional health, as well as our relationships with others, and that managing these emotions is essential for our well-being. The chapter provides practical strategies for managing anger and frustration. One strategy is to identify and challenge negative beliefs and thought patterns that contribute to these emotions. For example, individuals may hold beliefs such as life should always be fair, or others should always agree with me. By challenging these beliefs and adopting more realistic and flexible ones, individuals can reduce their tendency to become angry or frustrated when things don't go as planned. Another strategy is to practice relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation, to reduce the physical symptoms of anger and frustration. These techniques can help individuals to calm down and think more clearly before reacting in a potentially harmful way. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of effective communication in managing anger and frustration. By learning to express their feelings in a clear and respectful way, individuals can reduce misunderstandings and resolve conflicts more effectively, reducing their tendency to become angry or frustrated. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests keeping a journal to track patterns of anger and frustration, and practicing mindfulness meditation to increase awareness of thoughts and emotions in the present moment. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that managing anger and frustration is a process, and that it requires consistent effort and practice. By implementing practical strategies such as identifying and challenging negative beliefs, practicing relaxation techniques, and improving communication skills, readers can learn to manage these emotions effectively and live a more fulfilling and resilient life. Overall, Chapter 6 provides a valuable guide for managing anger and frustration. By understanding the causes of these emotions, and by implementing practical strategies to manage them, readers can learn to overcome their anger and frustration, and cultivate a more positive and resilient outlook on life. Chapter 7. Coping with Sadness and Grief. The chapter begins by discussing the nature of sadness and grief, emphasizing that they are natural and normal emotions that are part of the human experience. It explains that sadness is a response to loss, while grief is a more prolonged and intense experience that can affect multiple areas of life. The chapter highlights the importance of understanding and processing these emotions, rather than suppressing or denying them. It explains that by acknowledging and accepting their sadness and grief, individuals can move through the grieving process and emerge stronger and more resilient. The chapter provides practical strategies for coping with sadness and grief. One strategy is to seek support from others, whether through family, friends, or professional counseling. By sharing their emotions with others, individuals can gain comfort and perspective, and feel less isolated in their experience. Another strategy is to engage in activities that promote self-care and self-compassion. This can include exercise, mindfulness meditation, or engaging in hobbies or activities that bring joy and fulfillment. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of reframing negative thoughts and beliefs that can exacerbate sadness and grief. For example, individuals may hold beliefs such as "I will never be happy again," or "I should have been able to prevent this loss." By challenging these beliefs and adopting more positive and realistic ones, individuals can reduce their emotional distress and move forward in a more hopeful and resilient way. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests creating a grief journal to record thoughts and emotions, or practicing gratitude to cultivate a more positive outlook. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that coping with sadness and grief is a process that requires time, patience, and self-compassion. By implementing practical strategies such as seeking support, engaging in self-care, and reframing negative thoughts, readers can learn to cope with these emotions in a healthy and effective way, and emerge stronger and more resilient in the face of adversity. Chapter 8. Developing Positive Emotions. The chapter begins by highlighting the benefits of positive emotions, such as happiness, joy, and contentment, and how they can improve overall well-being and quality of life. The chapter explains that developing positive emotions involves cultivating a positive mindset and adopting behaviors that promote positivity. It discusses various strategies for developing positive emotions, including 1. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of focusing on the positive aspects of life and acknowledging the good things that happen. By cultivating gratitude, individuals can develop a more positive outlook and experience greater feelings of happiness and contentment. 2. engaging in activities that bring joy. Engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment can also promote positive emotions. This can include hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking time to enjoy nature. 3. Building positive relationships. Positive relationships can also promote positive emotions. By fostering healthy relationships with others, individuals can experience feelings of love, connection, and support, which can improve overall well-being. 4. Cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that individuals can develop and improve their abilities through effort and dedication. By adopting a growth mindset, individuals can approach challenges with a more positive and optimistic outlook, which can lead to greater success and satisfaction. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests starting a gratitude journal, creating a list of activities that bring joy, or setting goals that align with a growth mindset. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in developing positive emotions. By treating oneself with kindness and understanding, individuals can reduce negative self-talk and cultivate a more positive self-image, which can lead to greater feelings of happiness and contentment. The chapter concludes by highlighting that developing positive emotions is an ongoing process that requires effort and dedication. By adopting strategies such as practicing gratitude, engaging in joyful activities, building positive relationships, and cultivating a growth mindset, individuals can experience greater feelings of happiness and contentment, and improve overall well-being. Chapter 9. The Power of Gratitude. The chapter begins by highlighting the benefits of positive emotions, such as happiness, joy, and contentment, and how they can improve overall well-being and quality of life. The chapter explains that developing positive emotions involves cultivating a positive mindset and adopting behaviors that promote positivity. It discusses various strategies for developing positive emotions, including 1. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of focusing on the positive aspects of life and acknowledging the good things that happen. By cultivating gratitude, individuals can develop a more positive outlook and experience greater feelings of happiness and contentment. 2. Engaging in activities that bring joy. Engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment can also promote positive emotions. This can include hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking time to enjoy nature. 3. Building positive relationships. Positive relationships can also promote positive emotions. By fostering healthy relationships with others, individuals can experience feelings of love, connection, and support, which can improve overall well-being. 4. Cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that individuals can develop and improve their abilities through effort and dedication. By adopting a growth mindset, individuals can approach challenges with a more positive and optimistic outlook, which can lead to greater success and satisfaction. The chapter provides practical exercises and examples to help readers implement these strategies in their daily lives. For example, it suggests starting a gratitude journal, creating a list of activities that bring joy, or setting goals that align with a growth mindset. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in developing positive emotions. By treating oneself with kindness and understanding, individuals can reduce negative self-talk and cultivate a more positive self-image, which can lead to greater feelings of happiness and contentment. The chapter concludes by highlighting that developing positive emotions is an ongoing process that requires effort and dedication. By adopting strategies such as practicing gratitude, engaging in joyful activities, building positive relationships, and cultivating a growth mindset, individuals can experience greater feelings of happiness and contentment, and improve overall well-being. Chapter 10. The role of mindfulness in emotional mastery. The chapter begins by defining mindfulness as the practice of being present and fully engaged in the current moment, without judgment or distraction. It explains how mindfulness can be used as a tool for emotional mastery, by helping individuals become more aware of their emotions and better able to regulate them. The chapter goes on to explain that mindfulness can help individuals become more aware of their thoughts and emotions, and how they are interconnected. It provides several examples of how mindfulness can be used to regulate emotions, such as by using mindfulness techniques to observe and accept emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. The chapter also discusses how mindfulness can be used to improve overall mental health and well-being. It explains how mindfulness has been shown to reduce stress and anxiety, improve mood, and increase resilience to difficult situations. The chapter provides several studies that support these claims. The chapter provides several mindfulness exercises and techniques that individuals can use to improve their emotional mastery. These include 1. Body-scan meditation. This involves focusing on the physical sensations in the body, and using mindfulness techniques to observe and accept these sensations without judgment. 2. Breath awareness meditation. This involves focusing on the breath and using mindfulness techniques to observe and accept thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them. 3. Mindful walking. This involves walking mindfully, focusing on the physical sensations of each step and using mindfulness techniques to observe and accept thoughts and emotions that arise during the walk. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the importance of mindfulness in emotional mastery. It explains that by practicing mindfulness regularly, individuals can become more aware of their emotions, regulate them more effectively, and improve their overall mental health and well-being. Chapter 11. Mastering your emotional responses. The chapter explains that emotional responses are automatic reactions to events, people, and situations, and that they are often shaped by past experiences and beliefs. The chapter goes on to explain that emotional responses can be problematic if they are not appropriate to the situation, or if they lead to negative consequences. The chapter provides several strategies for mastering emotional responses, including 1. Identifying triggers. This involves identifying the specific events or situations that trigger emotional responses, and understanding why they have this effect. 2. Challenging negative beliefs. This involves identifying negative beliefs that underlie emotional responses, and challenging them using rational thinking. 3. Practicing mindfulness. This involves using mindfulness techniques to become more aware of emotional responses as they arise, and regulating them using techniques such as deep breathing or visualization. 4. Developing emotional intelligence. This involves developing skills such as self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, which can help individuals better understand and manage their emotional responses. The chapter provides several examples and exercises to help readers incorporate these strategies into their daily lives. The chapter also discusses the importance of self-compassion in mastering emotional responses. It explains that self-compassion involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding, rather than harsh self-criticism or judgment. The chapter provides several examples of how self-compassion can be used to regulate emotional responses, such as by acknowledging difficult emotions and treating oneself with compassion during challenging situations. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that mastering emotional responses requires practice and dedication, but that it is an achievable goal. By using the strategies outlined in the chapter, individuals can learn to regulate their emotional responses more effectively, and improve their overall well-being and quality of life. Chapter 12. Improving your emotional intelligence. The chapter explains that emotional intelligence involves the ability to recognize and manage one's own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. The chapter goes on to explain that emotional intelligence can be developed through practice and dedication, and that it can have a significant impact on one's personal and professional life. The chapter provides several strategies for improving emotional intelligence, including 1. Developing self-awareness. This involves becoming more aware of one's own emotional states, as well as the thoughts and behaviors that contribute to them. The chapter provides several exercises and techniques to help readers develop self-awareness, such as keeping a journal or practicing mindfulness. 2. Improving self-regulation. This involves learning to regulate one's own emotional responses and avoiding impulsive or destructive behavior. The chapter provides several strategies for improving self-regulation, such as taking a time out or using relaxation techniques. 3. Developing empathy. This involves the ability to understand and appreciate the emotions and perspectives of others. The chapter provides several exercises and techniques to help readers develop empathy, such as practicing active listening or putting oneself in another's shoes. 4. Improving social skills. This involves the ability to effectively communicate and collaborate with others. The chapter provides several strategies for improving social skills, such as practicing assertiveness or conflict resolution. The chapter also discusses the benefits of improving emotional intelligence, such as better relationships, improved communication, and greater personal and professional success. The chapter provides several examples of how emotional intelligence can be used in different areas of life, such as in the workplace or in personal relationships. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that improving emotional intelligence is a process that requires time and effort, but that the benefits are well worth it. By using the strategies outlined in the chapter, individuals can develop greater self-awareness, regulate their emotions more effectively, and improve their relationships and overall well-being. Chapter 13. Strengthening your relationships through emotional mastery. The chapter explains that emotions play a significant role in our interactions with others, and that mastering our emotions can have a positive impact on our relationships. The chapter provides several strategies for strengthening relationships through emotional mastery, including 1. Improving communication. This involves learning to communicate more effectively with others and expressing emotions in a healthy and constructive way. The chapter provides several tips for improving communication, such as active listening, using I statements instead of you statements, and avoiding criticism or blame. 2. Developing empathy. This involves understanding and appreciating the emotions and perspectives of others, and responding with kindness and compassion. The chapter provides several techniques for developing empathy, such as active listening, reflecting on one's own emotions, and imagining oneself in another's situation. 3. Resolving conflicts. This involves addressing conflicts in a constructive and productive way, and finding mutually beneficial solutions. The chapter provides several strategies for resolving conflicts, such as using active listening, focusing on the present rather than the past, and finding common ground. 4. Building trust. This involves developing trust and mutual respect in relationships, and maintaining open and honest communication. The chapter provides several tips for building trust, such as being reliable, keeping commitments, and being transparent about one's thoughts and feelings. The chapter also discusses the importance of emotional intelligence in relationships, and how it can help individuals navigate challenging situations and build stronger connections with others. The chapter provides several examples of how emotional intelligence can be applied in different types of relationships, such as romantic partnerships, friendships, and professional relationships. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the value of emotional mastery in relationships, and the importance of ongoing practice and effort. By using the strategies outlined in the chapter, individuals can develop stronger and more meaningful connections with others. and experience greater satisfaction and fulfillment in their relationships. Chapter 14. Conclusion. Becoming the master of your emotions. The chapter reminds readers that emotions are a natural part of the human experience, and that mastering them can lead to greater self-awareness, personal growth, and fulfillment. The chapter begins by summarizing the key points covered in the previous chapters, highlighting the importance of understanding and accepting one's emotions, as well as learning how to manage them effectively. It emphasizes that emotional mastery is not a one-time achievement, but rather a continuous process of growth and development. The chapter goes on to encourage readers to continue practicing the strategies outlined in the book and to stay committed to their emotional well-being. It reminds readers that emotional mastery requires dedication and effort, but that the rewards are well worth it. With emotional mastery, readers can experience greater happiness, fulfillment, and success in all areas of their lives. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for one's emotions. It encourages readers to embrace their emotions as a source of strength and inspiration, and to use them as a catalyst for positive change in their lives. By taking ownership of their emotions, readers can become the master of their own emotional lives. Furthermore, the chapter underscores the idea that emotional mastery is a journey, not a destination. It encourages readers to be patient with themselves and to embrace the ups and downs of the process. It acknowledges that emotional mastery is not easy and that setbacks will occur, but it emphasizes that it is important to stay committed to the process and to keep moving forward. Finally, the chapter ends with a message of encouragement for readers to continue on the path of emotional mastery. It acknowledges that emotional mastery can be challenging, but it emphasizes that it is a worthwhile pursuit that can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. It encourages readers to keep practicing the strategies outlined in the book and to stay committed to their emotional well-being. In conclusion, Chapter 14 serves as a reminder that emotional mastery is a continuous process of growth and development. It encourages readers to take ownership of their emotions, to embrace them as a source of strength and inspiration, and to use them as a catalyst for positive change in their lives. It emphasizes the importance of staying committed to the process of emotional mastery, even in the face of setbacks and challenges. Ultimately, by following the strategies outlined in the book and staying dedicated to emotional well-being, readers can become the master of their emotions and experience greater happiness, fulfillment, and success in all areas of their lives. Conclusion. In conclusion, Master Your Emotions is a valuable resource for anyone looking to better understand and manage their emotions. Through practical strategies and insights, the book offers readers a roadmap for overcoming negative emotions and developing positive ones. Whether you're dealing with fear and anxiety, anger and frustration, or sadness and grief, this book can help you gain greater control over your emotions and lead a more fulfilling life. By embracing the ideas and strategies outlined in Master Your Emotions, readers can become the masters of their own emotional lives and experience greater happiness, success, and fulfillment in all areas of their lives.